Now, update, Chauncey Billups is saying that Salley is, Johnsalley is saying that Chauncey Billups is innocent. He was 100% framed. And guys, I'm going to tell you, my guys and gals, that I've heard a lot of people talking about Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier being framed. Now, this is looking very fishy. There's NBA players getting in trouble. However, they're saying they arrested 30 people, some of them being members of the mob, yet we have not seen any faces posted of anybody from the mob. We have not came across any pictures, any photos, nothing, no names of anybody in the mob that's involved in this. Now, if you ask me, it looks like the NBA are looking for fall guys, and there's certain faces we keep seeing, and there's certain names we keep hearing, such as Gilbert Arenas, such as Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier. We're hearing these names, but we're not seeing the faces of these alleged mobsters. Now, Johnsalley is saying that Chauncey Billups is innocent and that he was 100, not 50%, not 80%, but 100% framed. Let's take a listen to what our boy, Johnsalley, has to say.
Billups, also a fellow Piston. What do you make of the whole situation?
I don't believe any of it. The one thing I talked to Gilbert Arenas, the fact that somebody had the nerve to throw his name in it, that I would be pissed off too. What I said to Gilbert was, isn't it amazing they showed 3 guys we've heard of out of 30? Show them guys, show the 13 from the mob.
Yeah, because I thought the Bonanno family and the Gambinos are they active?
If you're going to show, those 3 guys, because they're professional athletes.
Right, household names.
If you're going to use that as the case, show the mobsters.
Yeah, they put these I don't know, they seem like...
He was so mean to me.
I just said that. If you're going to mention these mobsters and mafia guys and say they're involved, how come you haven't shown their faces yet? How come we don't know any of these men's names? I mean, don't you find that suspicious? I mean, is the FBI covering up for these men's names? Or is the NBA? I mean, maybe the NBA won't release these men's names. I mean, the mafia is not employees of the NBA, but is it the FBI? Is it... Who is keeping these mafia guys' names so secret?
I think it's unfair that you have a game, but I'm gonna say this again. I know Chauncey doesn't know how to make a table that you can see through. I know he doesn't have cards you can see through. I know he doesn't have glasses. Everybody wants to use your name if you're a Hall of Famer and say, hey, if you use your name to throw this game, everybody's gonna show up. What's wrong with that, right? It's a draw. But now, when it no longer works in their benefit, they've been checking out for 4 years. They let Chauncey move up like that. The NBA would have known that they were doing that.
Yeah.
Somebody would have tipped them. I just think it's unfortunate because he's my man. I don't believe players cheat. I think guys want to win.
Do you think? So you think they were possibly framed?
100%.
Wow, by who?
Exactly. The ones that they won't name.
Wow, interesting.
Right. You think Chauncey got time to make a table? Make this table, and we're going to... No, he flies into Vegas. They pay him to use his name. He's playing poker. He get paid to play poker. You'll see.
Are his lawyers going to get him out of this, you think? I mean, are they going to find us...
Well, he's not... He shouldn't be in trouble for putting on the game. Period.
Wow, okay.
And I think it just makes us more... And then you always hear guys says, man, I saw that guy in the... He was so mean to me. He wasn't mean. You just can't be nice. You just can't talk to anybody.
Right,
You can't
right.
be cool with anybody. I don't think Chauncey Billups had anything in the way they're thinking about it. I don't think he was compromised like that.
Wow.
I know Chauncey's not that kind of guy.
Well, I will say that I don't agree with the part that Johnsalley's saying that NBA players don't cheat, but I do agree with Johnsalley when he said I mean, they call you in, they use your face, they use your name to attract more poker players. And how is he supposed to know if the game is rigged or not? I 1000% agree with that. They use these big time ballers to come through and legitimize these games. Do I believe that all of them know if these games are rigged or not? No, I don't believe. And I believe there are some people at the top who know these games are being rigged, but they're covering for it. So, I'm not believing it. He said, you think Chauncey's got time to make x-ray tables? Like, we're going to make this table and we're going to go, oh, no. He flies into Vegas. They pay him to use his name. He's playing poker. He gets paid to play poker. I mean, come on now. It's looking like a fall guy. Now, the interviewee asked him what about his attorneys, and speaking what about his attorneys? Chauncey Billups just hooked up with a big time attorney. Now, this attorney that will be defending Chauncey Billups is tied to some major names, such as President Donald Trump. Let's take a read at the attorney that is going to be representing Chauncey Billups. Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups is bringing in a big name defense attorney following his arrest for alleged illegal gambling. Billups reportedly hired attorney marcmukasey, who has represented President Donald Trump and worked with Rudy Giuliani, to represent the coach in the federal investigation. Mukasey specializes in white-collar defense and has represented many high-profile clients, including Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher, who was acquitted of murder in 2019. If you remember that case, Mukasey is the son of former U.S. Attorney General Michael Mukasey. Both Mark and Michael Mukasey worked as advisors on Giuliani's presidential campaign in 2007. Mark also worked at Giuliani's law firm. Mukasey has also been tied to another NBA investigation as he represented Joe Sandberg, the co-founder of Aspiration. You guys remember Aspiration? For those that remember, Aspiration is the company that they said was allegedly paying Kawhi Leonard under the table. And they were, guys, okay, this attorney seems like he's ready for some big cases right now. The company at the center of the NBA investigation into whether the Los Angeles Clippers gave star Kawhi Leonard impermissible benefits to sign with the team. So Mark Mukasey was also involved in defending that company. Billups was arrested as part of a federal investigation on October 23rd, ironically my birthday, and was previously represented by attorney Chris Haywood, who released a statement that same day saying Billups would fight the charges. Now let's find out who this high-powered attorney Mark Mukasey is. Okay, this is him, Mark L. Mukasey. Okay, has his own law firm, Mukasey Law. He's a founding partner. This law firm is in New York. Mark Mukasey is a renowned trial lawyer who has defended individuals, business entities in the most significant criminal, civil, and regulatory cases of recent times. Mark is ranked as the highest level in Chambers and Partners USA rankings of white-collar lawyers based on praise from clients and peers. These are quotes from some of his clients. From my perspective, he's the best trial lawyer out there. His presence in court is fantastic and tremendous trial lawyer. He's been described, he's been described as imaginative, creative, incredibly smart, and someone who knows how to talk to a jury. Okay, all right. Mark's recent work also includes multiple high-stakes, high-pressure federal trials, among them the acquittal of Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher in a murder trial that captivated the nation. I remember that trial. The first ever acquittal in a commodities fraud spoofing trial, and a critical courtroom role in one of the biggest cryptocurrency cases in history. Oh, okay, Chauncey. I see you, Chauncey Billups. You got a big wig right now. Okay, Chauncey, this is a good hire right here, Chauncey. This is a good hire because you need a great prosecutor, a great defense attorney on your side because it looks like they're trying to prosecute you and hang you out to dry for something they used your name for, to lure in the big time gamblers, and now they're trying to turn around and come get you for it. I have to agree with Johnsalley. Now, I don't normally agree with Johnsalley, but in this situation, I kind of do agree with him. It's looking like if they keep saying these mob bosses and these mob guys were involved, then how come we're not getting their names? How come we're not hearing any last names? We're not hearing them. They're not giving us these men information. We're hearing Chauncey Billups' name everywhere. We're hearing names like Terry Rozier. We're even hearing names like Gilbert Arenas. Where are these mafia guys, and why can't we know their names? I heard some of them are from the Bonanno family, the Bonanno Italian crime family. That's the only name I've heard. But then again, that's a general term. That's a family. Unless you arrested the whole family, we would like some more specific names. What did they say about Gil? Russian, his own was Russian gambling or something like that. The gambling with the Russian mob. Now they're saying that Chauncey Billups is gambling with the Italian mob. Why do you guys keep talking about these mobs? You guys are not going to be hanging black men out to dry here. You're mentioning Italian mob, Russian mob, Turkish mob. Where are these people's names? Why are we only hearing the same names repeated back to us over and over again? You have them on ESPN, you have them on CNN, MSNBC, looking like these are the two worst men in sports. Stop the bullshit, because NBA players are being paid under the table by a lot of owners and presidents, and they know it, and they're being told to keep quiet. Some of them are probably being paid under the table as we speak, and they feel bad for these brothers who are being hung out to dry, looking for a scapegoat. So marcmukasey, based on what I've seen here, he looks like he's going to be a great trial attorney for our boy Chauncey Billups. It says here that Mark is a fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers and has been named multiple times by Law 360 as an MVP of the year in the white collar category. He is also a member of the New York Council of Defense Lawyers. Okay, sounds like a very accomplished attorney with great experience in these type of cases and investigations. I think this is a really great pickup for Chauncey Billups, having him as his attorney. So we will follow up with this and see where this goes. In the meantime, I am going to play this clip here. This is a former NBA player as well who was arrested, spent time for also allegedly illegal gambling.
30 months, correct?
I got sentenced to 30 months. I did 10 months in 8 days in. I did 7 months in a halfway house, and then I did a month on home confinement.
What do you feel like the next steps are moving forward with Chauncey?
He's going to have to make some decisions about how he wants to approach this, because when you're facing, a lot of time, you have to calculate how you want to navigate it. I was facing 2 charges initially. Wire fraud and conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud. The wire fraud held up to 20 years, right? And I had never had any experience with being arrested. It was my first time in.
Oh yeah, and for those that don't know, this is Keon Dooling. He was the assistant coach, I believe, for the Utah Jazz. He also played with the Celtics, the Lakers, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat. He played with quite a few teams, but yeah, you hear what he's saying right now. Actually, let's start it from the top so you guys can hear it. So now that you guys have a better idea of who he is.
Sentenced to 30 months. I did 10 months in 8 days in. I did 7 months in a halfway house, and then I did a month on home confinement.
What do you feel like the next steps are moving forward with Chauncey?
He's going to have to make some decisions about how he wants to approach this, because when you're facing, a lot of time, you have to calculate how you want to navigate it. I was facing 2 charges initially. Wire fraud and conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud. The wire fraud held up to 20 years, right? And I had never had any experience with being arrested. It was my first time in handcuffs, all that stuff. But I also had morals, values, standards, and things like.
And that's what really disturbs me. He's saying that he's never been arrested, which clearly proves my point that the NBA is not educating their employees, which are the players. They have these men. You bring in FanDuel, Sportsbook, DraftKings. You bring in all of these draft companies, and who are being bet on? The players are being bet on like cattle. So you're telling me these players can't take place in betting? Why has the NBA not brought in professionals to teach and educate these men on betting? Why does the NBA not have a protected, safe pool where players can place their own bets? Maybe lay down some infrastructure and some rules. You guys are allowed to bet. You cannot bet on basketball, the NBA, but you can place bets in other sports, maybe football, maybe baseball, maybe boxing. You cannot, it does not make any sense for me to have these men who are being bet on like they're just cattle, and they're not allowed to take place in betting. As you can see, Keon Dooling had no information, no idea really how it worked, and he didn't even know what he was doing was illegal. And if you guys remember the Glenn Davis, big baby that won a championship with the Celtics, he also, I believe, is going to prison for insurance fraud. The same exact thing that Keon Dooling is talking about right here that he was arrested for. How are these players getting involved in this? Are they being tricked to signing things that tell them, hey, you're retired now, you want to sign your name on this will protect your insurance and your money 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years to come? Maybe they're signing this thinking they're making an investment in themselves. Come to find out, it's illegal. I personally don't believe these players are doing this on purpose.
That telling on people or incriminating people and things like that wasn't an option for me. So he's going to have to figure out if you're going to try and make a better deal for yourself, especially because like the charges, a lot of times are so trumped up that they throw things on you that you're not responsible for, but because you're included in it, you're going to be held accountable for.
Yeah.
So you have to make a decision in those moments. Do I cooperate or do I accept responsibility? You have to calculate all those different things. So there's a million thoughts that's kind of going through your head at the moment. Reflect. You have to humble yourself. But then at some point you get this feeling that you have to activate and you have to fight for yourself, stand up, and you have to figure out like the tactics you're going to use in this fight.
Well, you heard what Keon Dooling said. Now that their names are in it, even if they didn't know it was illegal, they have to protect themselves and fight for themselves. And most likely they didn't know what they were doing was illegal. So, prayers for Chauncey Billups. We will see what marcmukasey is able to do for him. I'm very happy that he has a very powerful lawyer, powerful attorney that will be backing him up. We just found out about who he is, and it looks like it was a pretty good catch for him, a pretty good catch for Chauncey Billups. So we will follow up on Chauncey Billups' case, but I'm going to end this video. Our New England Patriots played today. Those that know I'm a huge Patriots fan. And look at Cardi B sitting right next to the owner of the New England Patriots, Robert Kraft. I'm assuming she's there to cheer on Stephon Diggs. And Stephon Diggs did have a pretty decent game today. It was a very wild game, a little sloppy, but we pulled out the win. And I'm just going to tell you right now, Drake May has heeded the call. There was a lot of complaining I was doing. The first two games, and I swear prayer works so well. And I know that God spoke to Drake May after all of my prayers, because look, Patriots Nation, 5 in a row. We are 7-2. It was a messy game. It was a sloppy game, but an ugly win is a win. And we came out with the win. Look, came down to the wire, came down to the draw, but we got it. We got this. And I'm just so proud of these guys. Let's look at this. Drake May has blossomed into an NFL MVP candidate in his second season. Look, his sophomore season was starting off rough. And I said, look, Drake May, this is your sophomore season, and this is the time to prove that you are ready to stay in New England or whether we have to toss you. I said that a few weeks ago, and now this young man is nearly MVP. He's literally on the MVP road, just like that. In his second season, this has propelled the Patriots to first place in the AFC East and third in the conference at the unofficial midway. Oh my goodness, with less than 48 hours before the NFL trade deadline, there's a very real argument for the Patriots to buy. And that's what's most believed Mike Vrabel and company will do. Mike Vrabel is also, in my opinion, one of the best things to happen to the Patriots. He's opposite of Bill Belichick in terms of calm, cool, and collected. Shows more emotions in terms of compassion and encouragement and motivation. I'm not saying that, you guys know what I mean. I'm not saying that Bill Belichick didn't motivate the guys, but Mike Vrabel, you see this father figure he's doing with the men, and the men are taking very well to Mike Vrabel, and he's taking it game by game, and it's working out for him. It's working out for him. It's working out for us. Now let's take a listen to this clip.
On the day, I mean, they had all day to throw back there.
Was headed to overtime when Drake London scored his third touchdown of the day. But here's a familiar name, John Parker Romo. We thought he should have been the kicker here. Missed an extra point. That provided the difference. Patriots win 24-23. Look at them now. They're 7-2. Possibly, we'll see soon, atop the AFC. We've got Phil Perry here. We got Tommy Curran. We got three-time Super Bowl champion Ted Johnson. I'm Michael Holley. Let's go around the table and get some thoughts on this game today. Phil, what'd you see?
Well, you escaped. You escaped by the hair of your chinny chin chin. A big time intentional grounding penalty at the very end for Atlanta. Listen, they've got a young quarterback trying to figure things out too. So Drake May with a few mistakes today that we haven't seen from him in a long time, it feels like. He's able to do just enough, and the Falcons end up making enough in the way of mistakes to keep them from being unable to tie it and push it to overtime. But you escaped.
It's fun because there's a resilience element here where you go in, it's 21-14. It could have been 28-7 on the verge of going to 35-7 had the Patriots converted on that last drive of the first half instead of having the fumble. Then they have a 12-play drive that results in just a field goal. Their only points of the second half. Then they have injuries. And then they have two guys, and Bijan Robinson and Drake London, taking over, but they still weather the storm and find a way to win. That's a great, resilient win for the Patriots, even though it's narrow, and even though, Teddy, people are going to nitpick, and as they should.
Yep.
But you have to have some of those wins mixed in. I was saying before the game, how long will this go on? This is enough of an alteration to what's been going on. This was a good, gritty win despite the mistakes.
I think this game kind of highlights what I talked about last week is this team has more than it has since Tom Brady was here, room for error, right? I mean, they were -2 in the turnover battle. Drake May was sacked 6 times. Atlanta basically just feasted on the red zone defense of the Patriots. They were 3 for 3 in the red zone, and yet they were still able to come away with this game. I mean, partly is because the defense was excellent. That Patriots defense was in third down. I mean, Atlanta only converted 1 of 10 third downs, and conversely, the offense was 8 of 12, and so they were able to possess the ball and move the chains a little bit. But again, it's just with the quarterback play, even though he was responsible for 2 turnovers, he had some great plays, and they were able to win the game because of his greatness, despite some of the issues that you saw, the sacks, the turnovers, and the 3 trips to the red zone for the Atlanta Falcons where they converted.
3 trips to the red zone for the Atlanta Falcons. And that is my feedback for the Patriots of this game. The Patriots need to protect the ball better and better defense in the red zone. Now, I believe the Patriots can do it. They're making mistakes I've never seen before, but I'm hoping from this game they learn from the mistakes that were made in this game and they keep the ball rolling. But I will say right now, I give the Patriots in general an A, not an A-, but definitely an A for picking up speed, picking up steam, and rolling and pulling out the wins. I would like to give our Patriots, look, Patriots Nation, I would like to give us an A+. I can't give an A+ yet, but they are very close. They are on the road to an A+. Maybe if, come on now. AFC East, the top of the AFC East, look, we got to keep this rolling and keep this moving. I like how comfortable Drake May has become. You can see how cohesive different men are scoring touchdowns. Drake May is using his wide receivers very well. And look, let me just say, Patriots Nation, I'm very happy to get this win on a Sunday. Can the Patriots keep this rolling? Can we keep this moving? Patriots Nation, or not just Patriots Nation, those who love the Patriots, let me know what you think and if that's a possibility. I will catch you guys on the next one. Please hit that subscribe button for me and subscribe so we can talk about this together and have this conversation. Please share this video, like this video, and I will catch you guys